Alright, the first transition is this displacement map transition. It's sort of like a glitchy type transition. So I've got my two clips here. I just add an adjustment layer with Ctrl-Alt-Y, or you can do layer, new, adjustment layer. And first thing you want to do is add motion tile, and I'll show you why in a second. Add motion tile, change the output width and height to 500, and check mirror edges. Now let's add displacement map, and right here let's set the hue to, let's set the use for horizontal displacement to hue, and then we'll change max horizontal displacement and vertical displacement to 0. Go to the beginning of our adjustment layer and add some keyframes for max horizontal displacement and vertical displacement. Go to the half point of our adjustment layer and we'll set the keyframes to -200. Now we can go to the end, set it to 0. And this is why you want to add a motion tile, because without it you'll get these like black outlines, not outlines, but you'll get these black bars on the side of your video. Highlight all of these and hit F9 to easy ease them, or you can highlight all of them and then right click, keyframe assistant, easy ease. And you want to do that so we can actually graph them. Let's highlight these two. And boom, first transition displacement map. Honestly, I think this looks pretty cool, for real. Alright, our next transition is a combo of find edges and turbulent displace. It's like sort of a warp type transition. Now first thing we want to do, add our find edges. Let's invert it. Depending on your clips, you can either have it as black or white. For me, I think black just works better with the clips I have, so I'll be inverting it. Go to the beginning of our adjustment layer, have it set to 100, keyframe it, then go to where the clips change, set it to 0, go to the end of the adjustment layer, set it to 100 again. So highlight all of them, F9, let's go to our graph editor, and let's just do something like this. Alright, that's fine. Now let's go over here, look up turbulent displace, go over here, set it to 0, now we can keyframe it, 0 for the beginning, and set the amount to 100, go to the end, and then bring the amount back to 0. And then we'll be doing the same thing here, highlighting these, easy using them, going to the graph, and for the graph here we're gonna make the warp sort of fast, so I think that's good. Okay, now we've got this Luma key transition. Honestly, I think Luma keys are very underrated. I very rarely see people actually use these, and I think it's kind of weird because they look really cool. Go over here, look up Luma key, should be under obsolete, add that, go to the beginning of our adjustment layer, and we're going to keyframe threshold, go to the middle, and let's set it to 75. Depending on your clips, you might want to have it set lower or higher. For me, I think that 75 is good. Go to the end of our adjustment layer and set it to 0. And again, we're going to be easy using these. Yeah, that's good. And since, as you can see with the Luma, it kind of messes up the edges. So just to clean those up, we're going to be adding key cleaner. Right right here. Just double click it. And you shouldn't have to mess around with key cleaner, as it should just already do a pretty decent job of cleaning up the key. And boom. Okay, our final transition is another combo of equalize plus color emboss. Let's go to our effects panel, look up equalize real quick, add that, and set it to 0. Go to the middle, set it to 100. Go back here, set it to 0. And yeah, let's set it to brightness, that's what I was forgetting. And we can start graphing these. Oh, what the Alright, so now After Effects shouldn't crash on me. And back to graphing, let's just bring these handles in. Let's not touch the top at all. And boom. Now we can add color emboss. At this point, color emboss is optional, but I do think it adds a lot to the transition, so I'm adding it. Set the relief to 0. Get the middle, set it to 8. Not 80, 8. Go to the end, set it to 0. Then let's graph the color emboss the same way we did with equalize. Bring these handles in, and it should be the whole transition. Yep.